Have you ever held an attorney in contempt? Hello?
Joe, you've applied before since the last time you were here and your name went up. We've got 3 new members, Steve Gosney, Catherine Miller,
Yes.
and Raven Swart.
Pleased to meet each of you.
If you could, just give everybody a little bit about your background and why you think you would be a good circuit judge.
Background, born and raised in Volusia County Public Schools, family of lawyers. I believe that kind of guided me into the law profession. University of Florida graduate. Before I went to the University of Florida, I started a small business, a legal courier service, where I was able to meet many of the people involved with the legal community, from judges through clerks, law enforcement officers, and it really guided me to know that's where I wanted to be. Since I graduated from law school, I started with the state attorney's office, spent just shy of 4 years in DeLand, starting in the misdemeanor division, prosecuting obviously misdemeanors. Then quickly moved to the felony division and handled a variety of cases from intake through trial, including meeting with law enforcement agencies, preparing warrants and approving warrants, and working with them in developing cases to be tried successfully. Went into private practice in 1996 at the request of my father. In that private practice over 16 years, I worked in a variety of areas of law, primarily criminal defense. Have tried everything from battery, DUI, murder, arson cases, just a wide variety of criminal cases. I also practice in the area of family law, although not primarily. I worked on dissolution cases, did not personally do mediation, but was involved in mediation. I actually tried a family law case with Judge Rouse, and was heavily involved in the dependency court as a volunteer attorney. I spent probably 4 to 5 years doing that, handling a lot of cases that Judge Piggott was assigned to me. I was appointed a guardian ad litem attorney in that area. Did some civil practice, but again, very limited. So all of those things have brought me here. The last 4 months, I went back to the state attorney's office and before Judge Walsh, prosecuting felony cases. Those experiences, along with other life experiences, I believe, qualify me to be a circuit court judge. I think my peers would tell you that I have a calm demeanor. I approach things methodically. I believe I'm efficient. And I believe that I would have the credentials and the respect of my peers to be an effective, fair, and impartial judge.
Joe, I assume by now you're probably on a personal conversation with the governor, been up there a number of times, and tell us what you've taken from the interviews with the governor's staff.
I have never met the governor, but with the governor's staff, I found every time I've gone up it to be a positive experience. I've never found it to be a negative. There have been some tough questions, which are expected, but I've always been treated with respect. I am disappointed that I have been up 5 times, and I believe that I've been right on the cusp. But we have fine judges that have been appointed, and so when I look at that, I feel like I'm in good company every time I go up. I'm not discouraged because I continually am by people in the legal community and people in the business community who believe in me and keep encouraging me to apply. So that's why I'm here.
You've been up two different governors, haven't you?
Yes, Governor Christ as well.
Do you find that the questions they ask you are similar in nature?
I believe that they're a little more, I think, interested in judicial philosophy with Governor Scott than with Governor Christ. I think that I've seen that, but many of the questions are similar. They want to know the background. They want to know why you're here, what kind of judge you feel you would be.
Joe, were you to go up again, would you do anything different?
I don't know that I would. Maybe beat the pavement a little bit more before I get up there to hopefully connect with those that have the governors here. Obviously, it's a very political. I think the governor chooses good people. I mean, I look and see who they've chosen, and I cannot argue with that. But it is it's a political process, and it's just one of those things that you have to bear with and hope that the people that do have the governors here see good things in you. That's what I continue to try to do.
Can you think of a better way to do things in the circuit court, to use the abilities of the lawyers and the judges?
I know time is such a big, there's a lot of time wasted. There's a lot of time sitting around and lawyers sitting around in the courtroom waiting for cases to be called up. And I don't know if things can be staggered to accommodate that. I do think that better communication among the parties might help resolve issues. Whether there's certain motions that are filed, but again, but as a judge, you almost have to rely on the attorneys really to step up and do that. You can only prod them so much. But as a judge, what I would do is, of course, I'd maximize court time. And then you have to rely on the clerks. They have their time. But I would try to maximize that court time in order to get cases moved and issues resolved.
Past or present, who are judges that you would draw on, things that you learned from them?
I've been very fortunate that I've appeared in a lot of, I've probably appeared in front of every judge in the circuit at one time or another. I mean, it's hard for me to say who I feel comfortable in calling up any judge or approaching any judge that we have and asking questions. I'm not adverse to that. I feel like they would respond to me. It's just one of those things that they all have their own slightly different ways of doing things. I would try to draw from the best of those. I know Judge Walsh has a lot of court time. And I think it helps cases move, but it also, I think, creates demands on the attorneys. So I like his court demeanor, and I think that's a wonderful aspect, but I probably wouldn't require so much court time to keeping the parties in court as long as they are. I think they all try to maximize their court time the best they can in order to keep things moving. So I don't really, other than that, I don't see faults. But I think everyone is trying to do what they can to keep things moving.
Joe, can you, in your conscience, commit to 2 years on dependency now?
I could. I know it's a grind. I mean, I've watched the other judges go through it. I know when Judge Piggott was there, and Judge Marriott was there, and Judge Walsh was there, and I know with Judge Case. But yes, and I think that I have the experience, the background, the temperament, the patience to be in a courtroom. I would, like anything, there'd be a learning curve. There'd be a settling in, getting used to the parties, and trying to get everybody on the same page to keep things moving. Obviously, there's time limits in that court, but I absolutely not commit to it. I committed to being a judge. I would commit to learning whatever discipline is asked of me by the chief judge. That's what I would do.
You come from sort of one of the great legal families in the
Thank you.
area. What have you learned from your father or your other family members that has helped you in the practice of law?
The passion for the law and the importance of the rule of law. That's what I've seen from my father. His passion for the rule of law and what it's meant to our society was great. He felt that our legal system was the greatest thing devised to help our democracy. And he truly believed it. And he fought for things that he thought were right, and he had a passion for it. And so that's probably the number one thing. But I don't want to slight my mother, who was an artist and an educator, and I think it's her patience and demeanor. So my father could be a hothead from, I think, attorneys that known him, but my mother was just a calming influence. And so I think that those two things have helped prepare me for this call.
Joe, thank you.
Thank y'all for your time and efforts. Greatly appreciate it.